Alright, this is King Butcher. Welcome to BDA Boxing, the boxing debate arena. On the line I have the one and only Stuart Little.
I wasn't bad though.
I told you what's going to happen, Price. I told you he's going to be sleeping. I told you the ambulance is going to come, the oxygen mask is going to come out. I told you he's going to miss the main event. I told you all them things were going to happen. Yeah, what's happening?
Stu says, are you there or are you gonna? Okay. So this fucking little slime piece of shit, Hamed, starts saying that we are the nut jobs.
Right, just have 2 minutes. I'm just going to go and move my box so I can get a better signal.
Yeah, go ahead. What's up, everybody in the chat? I had to make this late night edition of the show. As you know, Hamed tried to come back to the show yesterday because he's a nut job. He has mental issues. I mean, he wanted to leave and he could have just left and nobody would have talked about him. I even told him, like, listen, nobody's going to ever talk about you. You know, go your own way and it's going to be fine. Guitar Hero says, yeah, I know. So I'm like, Hamed, you want to leave? That's fine. You have issues with Precise. You can't deal with Precise, you know, because you're too emotional. Then, yeah, just go ahead and leave. But then he told Stu, oh, you should leave as well. Now, why would he say that? Like, we had no issues with Hamed, but then all of a sudden he tells Stu to leave the show. I mean, did I do something wrong? Did BDA do something wrong? So then that's when I got pissed. And then, you know. But then I told Carrero de la Infos, Precise is the one who turned me into the show. Of course. He turned a lot of you guys into my show. Or our show, I should say. BDA and I. So, I mean, let's be honest. Precise, he had a channel with almost 6,000 subscribers. But anyways, I'm moving away from the main point here. Hamed. So then Hamed, I got pissed at Hamed because he was telling people not to show up on the show, which doesn't make any sense at all. But then we started, you know, debating in the chat. And then at the end I said, you know what, Hamed, listen, just leave. Nobody's going to ever talk about you and we'll leave it at that. And we agreed on that. But now he, you know, months later, he tries to come back on the show. He sends us tons of messages, private messages. You know, the last message was on Twitter and he goes like, oh, I know you guys were trying to get this boxer on the show and I've contacted him. He was trying to be all nice. I'm like, I ignored his comment and I blocked him. And then he sends me a message with a picture saying, you have been blocked by BDA. And he writes, lol. So he knew he was blocked on Twitter as well. And then yesterday he tries to come back on the show because somebody gave him a link. And I'll say it was Cameron, you know. And then Cameron says like, well, he told me that he never left the show. He was never kicked off the show. He left by his own will. I'm like, are you kidding me? I fucking blocked you from the chat. I blocked you on Twitter. And you still believe that you weren't kicked out and you left by your own will? I mean, this guy mentally... Go ahead.
Hang on a second. I've got an echo.
Still?
I've got a terrible echo. Is it still? No, it's gone now. Yeah, the Hamed situation is quite funny, really, because it's like, you know, it's like dumping a girlfriend and then her bringing you up and then giving you ultimatums that she'll get back with you if you change your ways. I'm like, hang on a minute, I dumped you. That's how we kicked him off the show, sort of thing. Well, he sort of left and then he got kicked off. But then he's making it out that he's the one that left and he's decided now that it's the right time that he should make a comeback without even like asking us, sort of thing, and just expecting us to come back on. And I don't know where he's going with it, but I don't think BDA wants him back on, does he?
No, he doesn't. Man. He's been listening to the Cameron's show. He's not stupid. And I was gonna say, you were talking about ultimatums. Before Hamed left, because he had issues with everyone. No, with Precise. He was telling us, "Oh, I'm thinking of leaving the show." Like I'm gonna be like, "Oh no, Hamed, don't leave the show. Stay." Like, come on, man. Are you fucking stupid? He trying to like, scare us that he was gonna leave the show. Are you fucking kidding me, man?
I actually don't dislike Hamed. I don't think he's too bad of a guy. I just think he's got snaky little ways about him, and I just spot that in a human being. And that's what I said about Cameron the other night. I like Cameron as well, but I've seen a few snaky moves from him lately. And as someone, the guy with East Elliott, I ain't got a problem with it. I don't expect him to fall out with these guys, but it's just,
Yeah. I had no issues with Hamed. Like, listen,
for a guy that I need to have respect for a guy that keeps fucking like mixing with my enemies, sort of thing. And I'm not saying Hamed's an enemy, but Matt from the Boxing Voice. I mean, that piece of shit. I mean, he is the worst form of human life. And Cameron's fucking buddied up with him, and they're doing a podcast together, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that's that pissed me off a little bit. But it's for Cameron. I don't got a problem with Cameron moving on and doing his thing with his boxing.
Oh, me neither.
He's obviously a fuck guy. He's a bad guy either. He's a nice guy, but just I've
and listen, I didn't have
moves from.
Yeah, and with Hamed, I didn't have any issues at all. I mean, I never had a debate with him. Nothing. My only issue was when he started telling you not to show up on the show.
Yeah, I mean, I think he thought if he could get me on side, then he's won, sort of thing. It's like sticking a knife into you, but it was never going to happen. Why am I going to fucking not come on this show for Hamed? I mean,
yeah, exactly. I mean, that's when I got
close
pissed
with Hamed. I mean, I ended up having a big fallout with Hamed, actually. I mean, we ended up having words and that lot, and it got quite aggressive. We're right now, but he started to try and give it the big one with me, and as you know, I'm not going to accept that. So we had a few words, but that's over and done with now. I mean, I ain't got really a problem with Hamed, but he has made a few lies up. He called everyone on it. He called us everything, didn't he? He slandered this show everywhere he went.
He says we're all Golovkin fanboys.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden he wants to come back. And I've heard him on shows actually saying bad stuff about us and what a fucking bar full of he wants to come back and join us.
Yeah.
So.
And by the way, Eddie in the chat, yes, that's Stu talking right now. I don't understand. Hamed's is a weirdo, man. Why would you try to come back? And then you have your own intro. Are you joking? Are you okay in the head? You need some medical attention, like medical examination or medication. Come on, man. Come on.
It was like that, wasn't it? It was like the Ricky Hatton comeback, man. Just looked. Well, for a start, it didn't last very long, did it? How long did it before you kicked him off? But it wasn't a great comeback from Hamed. Let's just say that.
No, man.
But yeah, let them do what they got to do. Let them just, But I just had to listen because obviously got a message saying that they were talking about me. I didn't really get too offended by what they said. Do you know what I mean? Cameron's got every right to defend himself. I called him a whiny little cunt. What a sunny little cunt sometimes. That doesn't mean he's not a nice guy. He's just a whiny little cunt. If you can't get heard, then this is an arena full of alpha males in their like 30s and 40s, some of us. You've got to stand up and be heard. We ain't got time for the little mouses in the corner making squeaky noises hoping someone hears them. Just say, look, shut up, boys. I want to get my point across. But don't just, I'm coming off and then fucking coming offline and going to butcher. Oh, that fucking Stewart and Boxing Style. The fact if Boxing Style wasn't interrupting me, I would have heard speak because I had fucking Kardashian fucking in my ear roll, didn't I?
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's true. I mean, it's a Hangouts and it gets crowded. So sometimes it's gonna be hard to get a word in, and you're gonna have to impose yourself.
You do. You have to impose yourself, mate. It's like if there's ever a famine and they bring the food trolley round, what are you gonna do? Wait at the back and be polite for your loaf of bread? Well, be polite to there's none left, and you're left with nothing. You go to the front and force your way in, and take your fucking breath. You know, that's how it is in this place, mate. You have to.
Yeah, exactly. You're just not gonna stand there. You know, you have to move. You gotta be on your feet. And anyways,
I know he's done it a couple of times. He's stormed off the show. I've noticed about 4 or 5 times he's stormed off the show. Do you know what I mean? And I just don't like that. I'd rather him be a man and just say, look, you're all fucking wankers and you're all
and there's nothing.
Let me talk. Do you know what I mean? I'd rather him say that.
And there's nothing wrong in complaining, though. But I remember you had some issues, and you told me privately, you know, I have this issue, and I said okay, and you know, we tried to fix it. But you're smart enough. First of all, you can impose yourself, and second of all, you're also smart, and you can let me know in private, like, listen, I have this issue, and can we resolve it?
Listen, there's people that come on this. There's people that come on this hangout that annoy me. That fucking. Sometimes I just can't be done with talking certain topics that they bring up, and the shit that comes out their mouth that just winds me up. But I don't storm off the show and say, "Well, Butcher, I ain't coming on again." Do you know what I mean? I just don't do that. So you know,
yeah,
you're gonna get you know you can have your beefs on this hangout because we're all strong characters, and you're gonna especially because that guy's got no manners at all. So he's just going to interrupt anyone, isn't he? So, you know, you've just got to put up with it. I get interrupted all the time, but I don't mind because I interrupt myself. So you got to give and take, ain't you?
Yeah, and no one's perfect. Sometimes we get emotional, and we're gonna maybe yell, scream, or talk over somebody else. But you gotta let that person know what they're doing wrong. You know? And if that person cannot, after knowing that he did something wrong, doesn't correct that mistake, then yeah, he should be reprimanded or kicked off the show.
I just didn't get you know, Cameron's video, like, you know, to point out that he was only going to be with Matt. It was all about him and Matt, you know, and he weren't going to go on any other shows. Just you don't have to announce that. Just don't come on. So I mean, Precise didn't really announce that he was not coming on again, did he? And Jimmy, when he went missing, just don't come on, innit? You don't have to put videos. Like, it felt like he was having a little pop at us, and it was all over to do with me in boxing. Red Bull, I was petty, and you know me, when I spot pettiness, I call it out. I know he's a young lad, so I'm going to give him a pass. I'm not trying to beef with the guy. I'm not trying to run him down online.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not like.
But you know,
you're tied into the show.
You're gonna have to take the flack from big men when you do childish things.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, it's not like you're tied in to the show. You can leave whenever you want, and you can come back whenever you want. You know, like Precise left for a while, then he came back. No, I mean,
yeah, I mean,
what is this, a dictatorship?
Cameron's always welcome, man.
Exactly. I mean, there's no point in announcing. You know, farewell or something like that.
Yeah, no, isn't it? What do you want to do? Send you a fucking farewell card and some flowers?
I mean, it's a Hangouts, man. It's nothing out of this world. It's just a bunch of guys talking boxing, man. Like,
that's it. Life goes on.
Get announced.
I mean, we've got loads of people that we could just bring on this hangout. It's not like we're lacking characters where it's just me and you. I know. One-off last-minute thing sort of thing, but we can usually just get loads of people to fill this hangout. So it's not like we need people on here, is it? So it's no biggie.
Yeah,
I do enjoy Cameron's knowledge though, because I think Cameron's a very knowledgeable guy. I do. I think he actually knows a lot about fighters that a lot of people don't. Do you know what I mean? He is a very knowledgeable guy. So, but. He doesn't have to get in his emotions about being interrupted, not being heard, you know.
Yeah, that's not necessary. I mean, it's becoming a telenovela, soap opera, you know? Come on. There's only a few guys we kicked out, and that's because they are mentally deranged. Just that's the truth. They have mental issues. Hamed, for example, you guys don't know, but this guy, he wanted Low Place to leave so bad that he would send us non-stop messages on Hangouts, even video messages of him. I don't know what the hell he was saying. He was just talking about how We should kick
Yeah,
out.
because I got the blame for that.
Lopez.
Low Play says I was the one that made you get him off. But I never ever mentioned about Low Place being on. I just said the guy's a fucking idiot. He bores me to death.
Yeah.
But I never said of the show. I mean, don't get me wrong. I weren't complaining when he was kicked off. Do you know what I mean? It was like a breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
But I never once said that to kick him off or I'm not coming on. He made it out that it was all me that got him kicked off. I've not got, the only person I've ever got kicked off of this show is fucking Jihadi Michael. Jihadi Stott, whatever his name is. Do you know what I mean? And I had reasons to. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The beef between me and Michael, it was... It was the sort of I just didn't like the man. Everything about him, he just freaked me out. He looked like he was possessed by a demon. That's how I saw that guy. Even the way he stared at the camera, all freaky, didn't he? Fucking hell.
Yeah, he was out of it.
He just had a demon look about him, innit? I was just waiting for him to. I was waiting for this demon to start fucking talking in some ancient language when he was on the camera.
You're gonna need to get an exorcist, you know.
Yeah, I was waiting for a Catholic priest to come around in the background with a cross.
Yeah, that was bad. And that guy was talking shit in the chat. He was getting annoying. Everybody. That's the thing. When somebody starts annoying multiple people, the majority of people, then we have an issue. And that's when, okay, we're gonna kick you out. But we don't just kick around people. We don't just block people in the chat. I mean, recently there's this guy, ALL Boxing, whatever. I think he's an LDBC fanboy. We let him in the chat, get his point across. He's not doing any real harm to the show.
Apparently on their stream they're saying there's Hamid said that there's definitely racists on them.
Oh please! Now Hamed was also playing the race card. To be honest, oh yeah, he was saying that like a while ago that we were racist and precise racist.
So what? Why does he want to be loved by us so much? Just at the end of the day, we've all got a bit of fucking prejudice and racism in us. But it don't mean we don't like each other. We want we want to harm each other. We get along. I mean, let's be real. Does it matter? I mean, as long as we're not sitting here calling each other cracker and the N-word and the fucking Peter and everything else, do you know what I mean? Does it really matter? Obviously, we don't. I don't think there's a racist on the channel, to be honest. List and so let's say bias. We'll say that, but I don't think any of us really are on that level. It's just that because Hamid didn't get his own way, and he didn't, that's what I find a lot of, let's just say, Pakistani Muslims, that they use that fucking race card quite often when they don't get their own way. And Hamid just proved my point when I said it before.
Yeah. I mean, it's so sad that they're using the race card, because that's always the last resort, and that's always, the cheapest attack of them all. It's the cheapest one. BDA is in the chat, and BDA says, I just listened to some of Hamed's rant on Cameron's channel. He says he wasn't banned. He left. Whatever, we don't want him here. Exactly, BDA. I mean, but can you believe that this guy keeps saying that he was never kicked out when we clearly blocked him from the chat? We told him he was banned. We blocked him on Twitter, and he replies to me on Twitter with the pictures that says you've been blocked, and he writes lol. So he clearly knows that he's been kicked out, and he still believes that he was never kicked out. I mean,
I see Cameron's got his fanboys in the chat. We're not attacking Cameron. We're addressing why I said what I said the other night. And yes, I had a little pop, but I had my reasons. I addressed that earlier. I'm not going to repeat it. Go back if you want to hear my reasons. I said Cameron's a nice guy, but I call out wrongdoings when I see it. Just like when I'm quick to. Do you know what I mean? So that's just it. It's not me taking a pop at Cameron. I wish Cameron the best. If Cameron came on the show now, I'd be all right with him. I ain't got beef with the guy. Just saying how it is, like boxing style. I go on like boxing. I don't want beef. I say he's a fucking idiot. The guy's a dope. Do you know what I mean? But I don't mind the guy. I quite like him. So it's not personal.
What's Ruthless Roundhouse saying here? Butch always puts sly digs out. I never. Yeah, I'm drunk. That's what says BDA says that. I never said anything about Cameron ever. Never, ever, ever even said a single thing, man. So I don't know where you're coming from here. I've talked about Hamed and his mental issues for sure. Ruthless Roundhouse says Cam left of what you said last night about him. No, he left before, by the way, before even Stu mentioned him. So that's not true.
He'd done a video saying he was leaving. No, actually, it might have been because it was the night before, wasn't it? Was it the night before that I called him a whiny bitch? I don't know.
It was yesterday on the second Renaissance.
Was the video before I said that then?
He never said that.
Was his video before? Or was it after?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, his video was before. That's when you called him that. When you found out
that's right. He left. That's right. He left because me and Boxing Style interrupted him. That's why he originally left, and then.
Yeah, but you never knew that.
Yes, and a whiny. I'll stick by. There's no need to come off the BDA show just because he got interrupted. Just man up and say, look, stop fucking interrupting me. That's what I do, and it usually works.
Yeah, and Ruthless Roundhouse says he didn't mention BDA in his video from last night. Well, no, he said he wasn't gonna be showing up on. He's gonna.
Oh, fuck me. What does this guy want us to do? Connect the dots for him and hold his hand while he's doing it.
Yeah, he said he was never gonna come back to any other podcast except the one with Matt. So that basically means he's never coming back here. Low Play saying Stu burning more bridges. What's Stu doing in the chat now? What bridges, Low Place? What are you talking about?
Low Place, I don't care. Yeah, man. The bridges to burn. You fucking burnt yours down ages ago.
And you know what? I'd rather have Low Place back than fucking Hamed. I'll tell you that, man.
It's close.
Hamed puts people to sleep, and he's a snake. Fucking snake, man.
Burning bridges. I'm not here to make friends. Everyone thinks I'm here to make friends with everyone. You don't have friends in this fucking boxing world. You can have, well, guy. I class Butcher as a friend, but I've never met the guy. I don't know where he lives. I know I've seen his girlfriend on camera once. Do you know what I mean? I don't know nothing about the guy. So it's not like a friend. Low Place said I'm burning bridges. I can't give a fuck if I sat here on my own. I don't need friends because when the bills are coming in, it's me paying them, not my friends.
Yeah, I mean, I don't ignore Low Place. But anyways, listen. If Cameron is listening to this, we don't have any issues with fucking Cameron. No issues at all. He can always come back. Hamed, on the other hand, listen, you've been kicked out. Yeah, you left. We kicked you out as well. You tried to come back. We told you were kicked out, so you're never coming back. Understand that. All right? Yesterday, he fucking barges in, starts calling everyone a Triple G hater that doesn't know, a Triple G lover, or I don't know what the hell he was saying. He was saying that nobody knows. We don't know boxing, and I don't know. It was just weird. It was weird. And he has his own intro, so he was prepared for this moment. He had his own intro. I mean, this guy.
Yeah, that intro must have took him an hour to make.
Yeah, he was probably, shopping around looking for songs to play.
I tell you, it must have been heartbreaking.
I think I'll play this one.
No, he got on all these months. He's been, trying to get on the show. He actually makes another account so he can get on.
Oh yeah,
gets the link.
Well, on Twitter he was. You're cutting off a
Cameron
bit.
Slice. Sorry, can you hear me now?
You're cutting off.
Oh well, you're gonna have to wait till it comes back on then.
All right. Hamed had multiple Twitter accounts, and several Twitter accounts, and we found out. I mean, if that doesn't tell you that this guy has mental issues, then I don't know what will. I mean, he probably has multiple personalities, and I would be scared to see him in real life because I don't know what the hell's gonna happen. Pulls out a shank or something. I mean, God knows.
He made a very, very big.
Pete Stamos in the chat says, I think Bucho and Stu are both hammered. Oh, hammered. Okay.
Hammered. No, I'm not. I've not had one drop. I'm just suffering from a. I'm on the back end of a very bad flu, so I probably sound bunged up. And I'm a bit tired. It is 1:45 in the morning. Obviously, because of my flu, I'm not working tomorrow. I'll usually do a Saturday morning, but I ain't working tomorrow, so I'm just. I've not had a drop. I can't speak for Butcho, but I doubt he can say the same.
Yeah. No, I'm sober, man. Believe it or not. I was doing a video on Jacobs Deryachenko.
Oh, ruthless! Boo hoo! You don't want nothing to do with the show. Boo hoo! No one cares, man. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. Why are you so emotionally involved in this?
Is that a fake account?
I don't know. He doesn't want anything to do with you no more.
BDA in the chat says it's hard to get a word when we got 12 panelists on. That's true. You know, don't take it too personal. Yeah. We're 12 at the same time with shitty connections and mics. I mean, Hangouts is a piece of crap. So
yeah, boxing style is like having 15 people in the Hangout.
Yeah, I mean, this guy's screaming and yelling.
Yeah, I mean,
Pete Stama says, you guys sound like you're getting pulled for a DUI trying to explain yourself to a deputy. Yeah.
Yeah, no, like I said, I don't care anyway.
All right, Ruthless Runhouse, he knows a lot. He says he didn't leave because he got interrupted. That's Stu and Bucho assuming. Okay, so why did he leave? You don't know everything. I don't know why he left.
This guy, yeah.
Okay, so if you don't know why he left, then how do you know that he didn't leave for that reason? So you don't know anything. And we have evidence, basically. Circumstantial evidence. Circumstantial. That he left because he got pissed off.
Makes me laugh, but we're like, I can't believe we're explaining ourselves to this guy.
Yeah, I know. It's too easy. Who the hell is this guy? Yeah, it's like, listen, Ruthless. The thing is,
unless he wants to come on and replace, you can replace Cameron, innit?
You can replace Cameron.
Next show, we'll send you a link, and you can replace Cameron.
Low Place in the chat says Stu will try.
If you're not emotionally attached to Cameron's spot, then you can replace it.
I mean, like we said, he can come back, but just no. You know what? I don't know, because then he's gonna give the link to Hamed again, and I don't want that slime. I don't know what to call him, like troll that lives under a bridge to come onto the show. But by the way, Low Place in the chat says Stu.
Go away, low life. Go talk about David Stevenson in your little fucking basement. So I mean, you're a bum. You're a fucking bum, and I'm sick of this, mate. You've been taking shots at me for life. Told me that you wanted to fucking go one-on-one, toe-to-toe on YouTube in a battle. I sent you 3 messages. Where's my? You know, kept saying, "Come on, Low Place, I'm ready. Get back to me." You didn't want to know, and then when you said I ducked you, and I sent you the messages showing you that I wanted this battle, you said, "Yeah, I know. I just didn't fancy it at the time." You admitted you bottled it. So don't give it the big one, because when it comes to battle, you bottled it. Because you see all them heads fly. On my channel, the heads were rolling left, right, and centre. Everywhere you looked, there was a head rolling away from my channel that I'd dismantled. Took off. Deontay Wilder style, that right hand landing. Look, a boxing librarian. Fucking. I retired him. He even changed his name, his religion, and everything. He's fucking Muhammad something now, man. I've changed that guy's life. Who else? There's so many.
By the way,
you'd be just a victim, Low Place.
Paul Johnson in the chat says, "Why are you mad, Low Place? Hamed got you booted." That's right, Low Place. It was Hamed who was crying, and he wanted you out of the show. He started the whole campaign to get you out, and I don't know why would you even defend that slime. What did I call him? Troll living under the bridge, demon. I don't know why would you defend that thing. Species.
Low Place said he's the reason I'm on the BDA show. I don't know where he's going with that one. I can't remember getting any link about the BDA show of Low Place.
Joe Lopez says, "Why did Stu leave the boxing voice?" Man, that's an old news. That's old news there. But I don't know if you want to
Yeah,
address it.
I've explained that 100 times. Low plays will tell you that I got booted off, and because Nez couldn't be done with me no more, and I got booted off, and I'm a TBV reject. But Butcho knows the truth. Most of us know the truth. I mean, how many fucking hosts has this guy gone through? It's not just me, is it? So I think that tells its own story when you look at how many hosts Nez has had and how many are still there now. You guys are, but not a character between them.
Lopez says, "I gave BDA contact to Stu on Skype live on air. You weren't even mentioned till I mentioned you." Yeah, but we were looking for Stu because we knew who Stu was, and we thought he was gonna be great for the show.
Yeah, Butcho was actually a subscriber to my channel when I used to do videos. Yeah. I remember he used to comment quite a lot. Precise was another commenter. I think I had all the crew on there. Thunderdome used to be regular visitor to my channel. Yeah, I had all the crew. Nordic Warrior was a regular. I remember his name. And then there's a few from the chat that are still there. I mean, I think Michael, not Stock, Michael Stock used to be on my channel. I'm sure he did. And a few others. So, yeah, I do remember you guys before Low Place obviously claims that he, got me on BDA, but I don't think that's true.
And whatever. I was gonna say something else. Nopal Castellanos, what's up? He's in the chat. What's up? What's your problem with TBL? He's a legend. Who's TBL?
Who's TBL? I don't know who TBL is. Does it mean TBV?
The boxing? I don't know.
Oh, boxing librarian.
Ah.
Boxing librarian. Because he threatened to call the police on me. No, he actually gave it the big one first. He said, don't get me angry. I'm a red-blooded male when I'm angry and all that lot. And I said, I'll come out. I'll find you. I'll come there and slap the shit out of you. Leave you where I find you. And he fucking threatened the police on me.
Oh, and then he didn't actually do it.
He texted me a message saying, if I don't, because I accused him of being a coke addict, because every time he went on one of his 3-hour rants about Sam Langford or someone like that, or, do you know what I mean, John L. Sullivan, do you know what I mean? He'd be sniffing every 10 seconds. So it was obviously he was doing a couple of grams of coke while he was doing these videos. And I said it, and he threatened that, he threatened to take me to court. He threatened to, get the police on me and all sorts. So it went from there, really.
Actually, we tried to get him on the show, but there was no reply. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't have anything against the boxing librarian. But he's very stubborn. That's what I've heard. You can't really debate the guy or question his presentations.
Listen, the guy's very knowledgeable, but he's a fucking idiot. And
I mean, listen, I could go on Wikipedia.
He's an arrogant little shit as well. It's either it's his way or the way he started talking about me, and I didn't even say anything because it was over Precise Presenter. He started attacking Precise Presenter, and I think I put something in the chat that wasn't really directed at him, and he flew at me. And the next minute, my name's in his videos. He's giving it the big one, so I had to come back swinging. It was one of them where you get caught with a shot early in the first round, when you're still cold. And then you have to come back. Once you get warmed up, you start taking control, don't you? Controlling the fight, controlling the distance, and just picking your moments and waiting to get the KO. And that's what I did with Librarian.
You got him out cold.
Yeah, I mean, finished his career.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't even know how Nopal Castellano says that you had an issue with the boxing librarian. How did he find out?
Sorry,
I don't know how Nopal knew.
I didn't have a problem with boxing librarian. He started calling me out in videos.
Oh, I know how Nopal knows because you were making videos about the whole issue, and that was like fucking 3 years ago or something.
It was because I commented on because he did a video about Precise, and I commented about it. It weren't really nothing too bad either, and obviously because he'd seen my videos and some of the things I'd said, he attacked me, said I was one of Precise's Nazi boys and all that lot, you know, far right Nazi and all that lot. So it just started from there.
Yeah. Boxing Style says Stu didn't arrive. Yeah, but he was sick,
mate.
man.
I was ill. Even with the flu, I still probably could have won. But I just, I could barely breathe, and my throat was sore. And I just thought, you know, it's one of them. When you fight in Boxing Style, it's one of them where you cut corners in training camp. You're not really up for it. It's one of them where you just go through the motions. You know, it's going to be an easy night, and you're just not. You ain't got that hunger. I mean, I will deal with Boxing Style when it, you know. When he becomes more mandatory, I'll deal with him. But right now, there's bigger fish to fry. Boxing Style's just, you know, it's like he's like a Dominic Brazil. You know, he's just. I'm looking at Joshua. I don't want to go for the Brazils. I've already dealt with the Brazils before.
Yeah.
So
it's time to step it up.
I mean, if he wants it, he can have it. But he's not really on my radar.
Paul Castellano says, Stu, give me a link to your channel. He no longer has a channel. Well, he has a channel, but there's no content in it. Low Place says, this is... Go ahead.
No, go on.
Low Place says, this is turning into the Stu VH1 reality show.
Hey, I'm just trolling. I'm just trolling, man. I'm just messing about. Low Place takes everything serious. I mean, fucking hell, man.
Yeah, I think he's joking.
Open your curtain, see a bit of daylight, Low Place. You know, see the world out there. You know, you might not be so fucking digi all the time and so touchy, man. Everything gets to you. The only time you're happy is when we're talking about Badu Jack and Adonis Stevenson.
Yeah. Boxing Style says, oh, please, easy work. I'll change your bum life. All right.
Yeah, Boxing Style.
He's just joking around. You know that's too. He's
yeah, okay, of course I do. Like I said, it's all banter, man. What people get too excited. I like Boxing Style. Don't get me wrong. He fucking annoys me sometimes, but I do like the guy.
Pete Stama says this is like listening in on a private call between Stu and King Bucho. Somewhat.
so Azzy in the chat asked why I'm speaking like Wilder. It's because I'm whispering because it's 2 o'clock in the fucking morning over here. That's why.
Nopal Caseno says, did anyone sign up for the DAZN? Yep. That's the thing. The DAZN is, listen, all these haters, you know who they are, claiming that nobody's gonna sign to the DAZN. That's bullshit. Now with Canelo, for sure they're gonna, all these Mexicans are gonna buy the DAZN. And on top of that, they get Matchroom Boxing, Golden Boy Boxing, the World Boxing Super Series, and you know, obviously the Anthony Joshua fights. It's worth it. Now it's really worth it. So these haters, I mean, they just want everyone to fail except Al Heyman. But anyways, I want the Fox deal that the PBC made to succeed because it's good for boxing. Just like I wanted that network free TV deal. Well, it wasn't a deal, but when the PBC wanted to show fights on network television, I wanted that to succeed because it was going to be great for boxing.
Oh, that was funny what Eddie Hearn said about Charlo. I bet they were fucking pulling their fingernails out when Hearn said if Charlo wants a title shot, he's going to have to join the DAZN.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
they regret it now.
I mean, the more they say about Hearn, the more they call him a slave master and slag him off, the more he actually achieves. He starts. They'll say something about him, and then he'll come out with a big signing just to make him more angry. I mean, he just keeps winning at the moment, Eddie Hearn, and he just keeps winning. I mean, even though obviously the Canelo deal, people say, well, he didn't have nothing to do with the deal, but he did. He was at the table, and he's got a big say in that. It's obviously Golden Boy. That's Canelo's promoter, obviously, but that helps DAZN. And if DAZN are getting subscribers off the back of Canelo Alvarez, that's helping Eddie Hearn with his fighters.
Yeah,
and
listen.
Have more. Like I said, I think, and Jaime Munguia with De La Hoya.
Yeah. Yes.
See, he's another guy that's going to be fighting on DAZN now. Munguia, you know, you've got Lemieux there. There's a few of the Few of the names
Listen,
to add to the roster now. It's starting to look all right now. When you start looking at the DAZN roster, man, it's starting to look. When you think they've got Canelo, Alvarez, Joshua, and Usyk for a start.
oh yeah, Usyk, man.
Yeah, they've
Listen,
got fucking Usyk, haven't they? They've got Callum Smith. I know it's only people say, "Oh, it's Callum Smith," but he's like the Ring Magazine super middleweight champion. You've got Canelo Alvarez, who's just been classed as pound for pound #1 in the world. They've just called him pound for pound #1 in the world. So you've got a roster there, haven't you? You know,
yeah, and
even some
listen,
of the
Stu.
smaller guys. I mean, I got a feeling Gervonta Davis it's a matter of time before he jumps ship from Floyd. Floyd's not doing nothing for his fighters.
No, oh God, not even. Don't even mention him. Well, I was gonna say that when Oscar was looking for a new home after HBO decided to quit boxing, I'm pretty sure that they looked at the zone and the amount of money that they were offering, but they were also looking at the zone and noticing that, hey, they have Anthony Joshua there. You know, we're gonna be in the same platform with another great boxer, another of the most popular boxers that there's right now, Anthony Joshua. So that could have come into the equation for deciding to join the zone.
Do you know the next one will be on the list? Golovkin will be next. Golovkin,
Yeah,
guarantee.
I was gonna say that.
Can you remember a few weeks ago on the show? I said that Canelo Alvarez would be fighting Rocky Fielding on DAZN. I said that, and everyone was like, "Nah, it'll be on HBO." Do you know what I mean? They fucking sort of laughed it off. I knew that was going to happen because there's no other place Canelo can go. He's not going to go with Showtime. The relationship there is just fucking broken. He's not going to go there. Where else is he going to go? I knew this was going to happen. HBO have just pulled out. What are they going to say? What announcement that they're pulling out of boxing and then put on Rocky Fielding fight? It just don't make sense. I knew this was going to happen. And Canelo's fair play to the guy. He's making 70 million a year for the next 5 years. Is it?
Yeah, it's $6 million per month for the next 5 years.
Yeah, fuck me. That's one of the biggest contracts in sport.
That's why Mayweather's jealous now. He comes out with that stupid tweet.
Yeah, but the thing is, Mayweather's son, I made 300 million against McGregor in one night. That's fair enough, but McGregor brought a lot of that money.
Exactly. Pacquiao brought a lot of that money. All these fights where he broke records, he acts like he did it by himself. He's like, no, you had a dancing partner. Because when Mayweather fought guys like Andre Berto, which was supposed to be your farewell fight, you did poorly, very poorly. Nobody showed up. Nobody gave a shit about you. The legend of boxing is retiring from boxing. He's fighting Andre Berto, and that fight sucked. The amount of money that was generated wasn't even that amazing. I mean, it was just miserable. So you do need a dancing partner. Mayweather did need De La Hoya, Canelo, Pacquiao, Cotto to make that amount of money that he made. And he needed McGregor, like Stu just mentioned. So don't act like Mayweather shouldn't be acting like he did it by himself.
I mean, Floyd's he's calling out Khabib, for fuck's sake. He needs Khabib Nurmagomedov right now to make the money that he wants, unless he fights Canelo. And I think fighting Canelo now is just a different kettle of fish altogether than fighting the Canelo that he fought that was 20 years old, weight drained, and looked fucking starstruck in there. Different characters, different fighters altogether. So does he really want to fight Canelo now at 40 years old? Not really active. Oh, I don't know. Stepping from a fucking showpiece against McGregor and then fighting Canelo a year later. I mean,
yeah.
Was it 2 years? How long's Floyd been out now then?
2 years later, no?
Yeah, 2 years later. I mean, fuck, got no chance. I don't care how good Mayweather is. So he's calling out Khabib. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Listen, and people are saying, oh, Mayweather can make all this money fighting MMA fighters. Well, listen, when Canelo is 40 and he's still boxing and he decides to fight in a freak show fight with a UFC fighter, then he'll make the same amount probably, or even more. I mean, you're comparing an old Mayweather with a young 28-year-old. I read somewhere that at 28 years of age, Mayweather was getting $16 million to fight Arturo Gatti. Canelo at 28 just got $365 million for 5 years, guaranteed. So,
and you got to remember, he's gonna get 30. He's gonna get 32 million to fight Rocky Fielding. Let that sink in.
Yeah.
That's not
Mayweather had
bad.
to fight Arturo Gatti, who was a big name, and he got half of that. You know? So Mayweather fans should wait until Canelo's career ends, and then they can make an assessment and a comparison. You cannot compare a 28-year-old Canelo with a Mayweather who has been in the sport for a long time and has fought some of the biggest names in boxing, including two Mexicans, Canelo and De La Hoya, who bring in a lot of fucking money. And Cotto as well, Puerto Rican, Pacquiao. I mean, come on.
Floyd made a lot of his money on the back of Mexican support. That's why he always picked Mexicans to fight, basically, didn't he?
Yep. Ortiz, Guerrero, all these bums, they were Mexican, of Mexican descent. So he was smart in that regard.
Marquez. There's Marquez in there.
Marquez. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that fight.
I mean, I know he fought Cotto, and Cotto's like I know he's not Mexican, but he's got a big Puerto Rican face in it.
Yeah, so Mayweather should cut the crap and act like he did it all by himself. He had amazing dancing partners, and that should be taken into account. Right? Canelo just hasn't fought fighters of the same caliber as Mayweather. I mean, he did fight Cotto, but Cotto was kind of on the decline. Was it Canelo?
He fought Triple G twice. I mean, that's a good name, isn't it?
Yeah, it was a good name. It was did over $1 million buys.
He's fought some good. Canelo's got a good resume. He's fought some good guys, man. Yes.
Yeah, and
he seems to be hated. Canelo seems to. He's like Marmite. You either fucking love the guy or hate him, and he seems to have a lot of haters. Canelo, a lot. I don't know why. I just don't get it. I know he got fucking popped, but everyone's getting popped these days. Billy Joe Saunders, look what he said about Canelo. He called Canelo Alvarez every name under the sun, a cheating bastard and everything else. And then he goes and gets popped for something worse, apparently. So now, I mean, I'm not even going to fucking knock Canelo for pets, because the likelihood is most of them are on it.
That's a good point. The Shepherd Sons in the chat says, sorry, I was going to go to Joe Lopez says, Mayweather isn't fighting Khabib. Just more propaganda from him to stay relevant. He should be promoting his fighters instead. Yeah, that's what we're saying.
Exactly. I mean, but the thing is, he's having to live off MMA fighters' names to get the money that he wants now. Because obviously he still thinks he's worth 150, 200 million. And there's not a fighter out there that he's going to make fighting that. Probably Canelo's the only one. And even that would probably struggle. Because are people going to buy into an old Mayweather coming back and trying to stink the joint out? I think people are done with that Mayweather. He got lucky. He come from an era where there was really he replaced Oscar, and there was no one really else around to fucking step on his toes, and he got away with stinking the joint out and getting 50 million a time for it. But I just don't think that'd happen again. I think that's why he had to move on to the McGregors, because McGregor sold that fight basically on his own, didn't he?
Oh yeah. I mean, just like I said, look at the Andre Berto fight. It was complete garbage. Complete garbage. Mayweather can't. I mean, that's the real Mayweather, man. When he doesn't have a dancing partner, it's garbage.
Yeah.
Nobody gives a shit. I mean, you know what you're gonna get. You're gonna get a 12-round stinker.
He's lost his dates. His Mexican holiday dates that he always used to use twice a year. He's lost them to Canelo. So that's going to be a massive drop in numbers as well.
He didn't even try to compete with Canelo Golovkin.
Because he can't compete with Canelo now. You think Mexicans are going to tune in to watch Floyd instead of Canelo?
Yeah. And especially listen, after that McGregor-Floyd weird-ass fucking fight, nobody's going to... Fewer people are going to buy Mayweather against Khabib. Because you know what you're going to get. And Khabib is not even a striker at the level of McGregor. So it's not even going to be that competitive. People are going to fucking pay the same amount that they did for the McGregor fight. BDA says, refresh my memory. Did Shakur Stevenson get robbed in the Olympics? I don't know about that. Virtuoso in the chat says, Canelo has gotten favorable and bogus scorecards for the last 5 years. That's the main reason why he's hated. That's
Shaq
true. I
Stevenson
mean,
fight was close. I watched it. It was very close. To say he got robbed is bullshit. He didn't get robbed. It could have gone either way. He was getting tagged up. Trust me. It's just as much as he was landing, he was getting hit. So definitely not a robbery.
interesting comment here by Nopal Castellanos. Oh, sorry, that got you off.
Now go on.
Interesting comment from Nopal. He says Oscar De La Hoya said that they don't always have to fight in Vegas now. So, sorry, they don't have to always fight in Vegas now that their money is guaranteed with the DAZN, and that's a good point. Now they can travel around the country or maybe even the world instead of getting stuck in Las Vegas like Mayweather was the whole time. And that was just now you get to get even more exposure, and this is great for boxing.
Well, Eddie Hearn said that he had a plan for Gervonta Davis. That if he signs, he's going to have him fighting in England and all over the world, get him used to fighting in different places. And I think that's good for the American kids. I think it makes you a better fighter when you travel abroad and learn different atmospheres and environments and different obstacles. When you go and fight abroad, you can't pop shot your way to a points win, hoping that the judges see your prettier shots, hoping they don't see the opponent's punches landing on the glove, sort of thing. You know, you can't fight like that when you fight abroad.
Yeah, it adds a little extra.
You have to win. Sorry,
it adds a little extra.
The environment, the food. You have to go there and get the KO. Really, these days, it's that hard to win away from home on points, or you have to be, dominant.
Yeah, Nopal Castellano says they might fight in the UK and the Azteca Stadium in Mexico. That's true, man. I'd love to see another fight in the Azteca Stadium. They haven't had one since the Chavez fight.
For Canelo, the thing is for Canelo, because he's already got his money up front, it wouldn't harm him to fight in Mexico, as long as they have it American time, innit? Which it will be.
Yeah, it will be.
Yeah.
So
it wouldn't harm him to. I know Las Vegas, they make the casinos pay him a lot of money, don't they, to have his fights in Vegas? Because that's the problem. That's why all the big fights are in Vegas, because the casinos pay for them.
Yeah, like Jerry Jones from the Dallas Cowboys, he usually tried to get some of the fights to be in his his stadium, which is big as fuck, but he couldn't compete with Las Vegas. But now, like Nopal said, because the DAZN has guaranteed De La Hoya and Golden Boy so much money, they actually can now travel. And like I was gonna say, this is great for the sport because it becomes more of an international sport. Instead of just fucking getting stuck in Las Vegas, for the big fights. Now you can have fights in like the old days. Like Africa, fucking Philippines. I mean, there's a whole fucking world out there, This is the thing with like some of these people.
I thought the Saudis did quite a good job hosting that Callum Smith-Groves fight. I was quite impressed with the.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
It weren't too bad. The crowd weren't too bad as well. I expected to be like, I expect you to hear Cotton Wall hit the ground, but it's quite a good atmosphere.
They seemed enthusiastic
as well.
They were very enthusiastic. They were cheering, and it seemed like a good crowd. That's why I said it after. Go ahead.
I mean, boxing is a worldwide sport now, and I think it's good for fighters to get abroad. I mean, Usyk, I think that's what's made Usyk so hard to beat. Not only that he's got the ability, the talent, of course you've got to have that. But I just think going away from home against all these different sort of styles in these different environments and still getting the job done, in style. That's got to help your confidence, mate. I mean, if you're a confident fighter, then you're halfway there because confidence is one of the main tools in boxing. If you're low on confidence, then you could get caught quite early. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Confidence is key in boxing. You see it with a lot of fighters that are not confident. They just don't know when to let the shots go. Or they get worried about getting caught with a shot. It's like Amir Khan. His confidence is all over the place because every time he plants his feet, he gets fucking rocked, doesn't he, with a counter shot. So I think that's why he throws a lot of arm punches, whereas get off me punches sort of thing. They look flashy and there looks about 6 or 7 of them, but none of them are really landing with any venom. He's not planting his feet. He's just throwing his arm. They're arm punches. I think that's a lot of that is his mind's on getting out of there before he's actually finished throwing his punches, if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, but Amir Khan also tends to forget that he doesn't have a chin. So it's like
this is the confidence thing, because he knows he hasn't got a chin. The confidence is not there to plant his feet and let his shots go. Because when Amir Khan actually plants his feet, he hurts guys. We've seen it, but it's because he's on the run all the time and looking for that looking for that shot all the time. He's constantly thinking about what's coming. And he's not really thinking about what he's doing. He's just throwing arm punches. It looks flashy and that, but how many of them really landing with any accuracy? Or he's not exactly planting his feet and he's getting behind his shots. They're just arm punches. They're not really doing a lot of damage.
Well, he can
crack.
The
guy in his last fight. I mean,
wait, what was his last? What was his last fight? Was it?
What his name? I forgot his fucking name already. And he got dropped twice, didn't he? Or hurt and all.
Oh yeah, that fight. Yeah.
He was hitting this guy with everything, but the guy was still hanging around. And as the fight went on, he was getting stronger. You know, I think that's Khan's problem when he fights the best guys. When you've got a chin like that, you've got to get guys out there early. You've got to go like Thomas Hearns did. Thomas Hearns had a bad chin, but he used to throw his fucking hands. You know, when he got you hurt, you were out of there. And that's what you got to do. You got to finish these guys early. You can't be hanging around to 10, 11 rounds with big punches when you've got a dodgy chin. I think that's Khan's problem. He just hasn't got that pop to get these guys out of there.
And these fighters
I think that'd be his problem with Kell Brook.
Yeah, and Stu, these fighters that fight Khan, even though they're losing rounds, getting outboxed, they never give up because they always know that, you know, if I land that right punch, I'm gonna knock this guy out. So they always have confidence.
Yeah, confidence is a major thing. That's why a guy. How many times have we seen fighters that lose their zero and they become shot to pieces? It's like they become shot overnight. And I think that confidence with that zero, not being beat, not being taken to the trenches, it gives them sort of like a false confidence. It's a good thing when you're winning, but then when things start to turn against you, do you know what I mean? Yeah. That's when we see that's when we see the true champions. Do you know what I mean? And we see a lot of these guys that blow everyone away, and as soon as they get beat or stopped early with an early shot, they're shot to pieces. Their confidence goes, and they start getting beat all the time. We've seen it time and time again.
Like they say, boxing is like 85% mental. So
yeah, it is.
Nopal says Khan should have fought Canelo Lara style to survive.
I mean, when you think about
but that's not his style.
Look at David Price. Look at David Price. The guy's like 6'9" and he's something like that. You know, he's about 280 pounds or something like that. And yet, he's a fucking mess when he gets in the ring because his confidence is shot to pieces.
I can't look at the guy anymore.
He blows his tank, you know, early because the nervous energy he burns just walking into the ring.
Yeah. I can't look at David Price anymore. I can't believe he hasn't retired. Somebody has to step in and tell him it's over. Like, come on.
Apparently wants Lucas Brown next. That's what fuck's sake.
Well, I guess he can win that fight though.
Who wants to watch that? Brown v Price.
Remember how Brown, in the physical state in which he showed up for that Dylan White fight, it was embarrassing. He was fat, completely out of shape. I mean, it was a slap in the face for all the fans. I mean, Lucas Brown didn't even want to. He looked like he didn't want to be in the ring, and he got paid for that. Oh man, it was pretty bad.
Yeah, they had a fucking build up, face off, and all sorts, didn't they? Behind the gloves. No, what was it? Not behind the gloves. What's it?
With Johnny Nelson, no?
Yeah, that one where they talk in that dark room. They had all that. He talked a good game, didn't he, Lucas Brown? Did nothing.
Absolutely nothing, man. And even in the open workout, he was hitting the pads. He looked like he was depressed and didn't even want to be there.
Yeah, he looked flabby as well.
Flabby. Ugh. I knew. I was like, well, is this guy going to be fighting in a few days? Because he doesn't look like he's ready to fight. All right, hold on. We have somebody in the Hangouts.
don't get fooled when they tell you that the crime rate is down in New York. Every time I watch the local news, they're always talking about, well, there was a stabbing here, there was a stabbing there, there was a shooting there, but the crime is down.
What's up, Recognize?
What's up, peoples? What's going on?
Not much. Decided to do a stream after we heard Hamed talk shit. Slime, troll, living under a bridge, demon. That's how I call him.
Yeah.
I mean, he's insane. He claims that he was never kicked off the show, even though we blocked him from the chat, even though I blocked him on Twitter. And then he replies with a picture that says, "You've been blocked by BDA." And he says, "lol." So he knows he's being kicked out, blocked. And then he still claims that he was never kicked out of the show. He left. And then he tries to come back on the show a million times. He sends me a message saying, "Oh, I know you guys were trying to get this boxer on the show, so I've contacted him, blah, blah, blah." I blocked him. I'm like, "You're not getting into our good graces. You're not ever gonna be back on the show. Just leave. Just leave." And then he calls us insane. I mean, wow.
The thing is, though, you got people like Hamid and Low Place calling us racist and calling us all sorts of names, as saying bad things about the show. But them two have shown nothing but desperation to get back on this show. The amount of times I've seen Low Place, "Oh, send the link," desperate for the link. Do you know what I mean? Hamid's done everything that his brain can think of to try and get back on this show. So we can't be that bad if these guys want to come back on.
Exactly. Why would you want to come back?
Hamed, when he wants to talk boxing, he's not bad. You know, he's not bad. Now the beef that he obviously has with you guys, I don't know where that started at. You know, hey, listen, when somebody makes a decision and they don't want you on the show no more, you got to respect that. I've certainly gotten kicked off of platforms before. I used to be very opinion. I had my strong opinions, and sometimes I would be a little too inconsiderate. Just put it that way.
Yeah, but I'll tell you why I had an issue with Hamed. This guy wanted to leave because, well, first of all, he wanted Precise to get kicked off. You know, because he managed to get Low Place out of the show. Now he thought, well, maybe I can get Precise out of the show now. And then that wasn't going to happen. So then he's like threatening us with, "I'm going to leave the show. I'm like, listen, Hamed, don't leave. But, you know, if you want to leave, you can do it." And he's like, oh. And then he finally left. And when he was leaving, he was in the chat, and then he told Stu, "I'm going to leave the show. You should do the same." That's when I went like, okay, what the fuck is this? Why are you telling Stu to leave the show? Like, you want to leave, go away, go do it. But don't tell somebody else not to join the show. That's when I got pissed off. So I have justification for why I'm angry at this troll that lives under a bridge, demon, slimeball snake. All right?
Bucho went X on fucking comment. It's calling him a demon.
Listen, why would it? Like you said, like the guy talked boxing. He was kind of boring when he talks, and I can understand that. If I'm drunk, I'm also gonna be like that. You know, like I'm usually like that. Right now, I got some good sleep and everything, so I'm fine. I'm not drunk, but that's fine. Hamed knows his boxing. You know, he's okay. But like I said, when he becomes a snake, then that's when I have an issue. Simple as that. Simple as that.
Yeah, and that was my problem. That was just my problem with Cam. That was my problem with Cameron. That's why I said what I said. It's not like I've got a problem with Cameron. I think he's a problem as a person with Cameron, because I think he's a good guy. It's just my problem was that I thought he went behind my back and he acted like a whiny little bitch, and that's why I said it. Because he should have just, while he was on the hangout, should have just said, "Look, I can't speak here. Let me fucking talk. Stop interrupting." And he would have got his chance. But he stormed off, like he has done many a times. Just storms off and then goes mad in Butcho's chat. So that was my problem with Cameron. Apart from that, he's a good guy.
Yeah, and Cameron left the show. He can come back anytime.
One thing I learned about being on the show is you got to be patient. Like, we're all aggressive in our own way. I could be aggressive at times. Sometimes I've talked and I could hear Bucho or BDA like trying to get their word in. I'm like, oh shit, I didn't even hear them. You know, like I apologize, and because it's their show. You gotta be patient. You gotta follow. Bucho says, look, don't bring up a certain subject. I just don't like it. I gotta respect them, right? And same for anybody's podcast that you go on. You gotta you just gotta have if somebody has a certain rule about something, you gotta understand that's the way it is, and you could either A, not join the show, or B, participate because you like it, you like the content. Holy shit! My bad. I don't know if you guys could hear that, but
what's that? Cars?
They're fighting us. Holy
the
shit!
Fuck?
Yeah. I got to get away so you guys don't hear that shit. They're like road rage. Anyway, yeah, you got to respect people's platform. That's it, and be patient. Like that's the show. I love it because it's talk boxing, and maybe I like it so much that I haven't done videos myself because this is where I'm getting like my boxing fix and shit, But you got to just be patient. That's all I say. Whoever joins the show, I think everybody on the panel is pretty good. Just be patient. That's it.
We don't have any rules, to be honest. I mean, there's not a lot of rules here. So
There's never really. Yeah,
I don't even know why somebody would complain.
But if you did, let's say if you did give me rules, like, look, I don't talk about this subject. I'm not going to talk about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's it. If I want to join the show, if I want to join the podcast.
Yeah, of course. I mean, some people they're weird. They vent out in the chat instead of letting us know, I disagree with this, the way you're handling the show. Can you please do something about it? But some people go in the chat and start ranting. Like, oh, this show is garbage. Oh, they don't let me talk. Oh, blah, blah, blah. It's like, why are you in the chat? We're right there on the Hangouts. Yeah. You're in the Hangouts. We're right there. You can just talk to us directly.
On the chat, like, recognize it's terrible. Kick them off. I've heard people say, like, I guess they're talking about my audio. I don't know what they're talking about, but I've heard them say it's like you can't be so thin-skinned. Like, you got to just go with the flow. Poke some fun back if you want. Make fun back.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like I said, there's no holds barred in here. I mean, it's very hard. If you sit quiet, you won't get heard on this show. Definitely not. You have to force your way through the door, sort of thing. And that's what, there's no point, waiting for the door to be slammed on you, then going home and crying on the phone about it to someone. Just fucking kick the fucking door down. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what you got to do. You just got to get in there. And then when boxing style's on, it's very hard anyway because he shouts and his audio takes over everyone. And it's very hard to hear who's trying to speak to you.
Mel Gibson in the chat says, none of these UK panelists like each other. That's not true.
Let me finish.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what you got to do. Just say, let me fucking finish.
But that's boxing style. Like you said, Stu, you got somebody like boxing style who's very aggressive. And I don't mind it. It's like that's who he is. Yeah, you got to be aggressive. You can't stay silent. You got to just get your point across. Find that little opening and keep trying to talk. I don't know. I mean, this is just boxing, man. It's not that serious.
Yeah, I mean, it is. I mean, but we've got a lot of people like quite upset with this. I mean, we get low plays taking digs at us constantly, especially me. I mean, I can always he fucking always taking shots at me. He blames me for being booted off the show. He does. He blames me. I've never.
That was Hamed. I told him.
Well, wait a second. Who got low place off anyway? It was didn't it go to like a?
It was a vote.
A poll.
Yeah, a vote that I didn't even vote in. I didn't even vote. I didn't say nothing to Butcher about getting him off, and I was the one he blamed. Oh, it's funny. As soon as Stu comes on, I get kicked off.
Oh yeah. No, listen, it was Hamed was constantly messaging us about, how we should kick out low plays. He even sent us video messages. He was so obsessed with low plays. I'm not even joking. Talk about mental issues. So he sends us. Even BDA was like, "Guy, listen, I'm kind of busy right now. Oh, just give me 2 seconds." He wanted to talk, like one-on-one with BDA. BDA is like, "Listen, I'm busy. I'm at work." And then he sends a video message. It was like so weird, very strange behavior. And then finally, I decided to, let's put it to a vote. And that's how the whole thing started. But it was Hamed who kept pushing for it, man. And then once he got low plays out, he wanted to get precise out. And I was like, all right, man, that's not gonna happen. Like, what? Are you fucking stupid, man? Come on.
I know. Yeah. Just very toxic, very, very toxic. I mean, because I heard him say on the show earlier that he did with Cameron, I don't know what Stuart's problem was. He just turned on me. I didn't turn on him because he did anything to me. Because he said, I haven't done anything to Stuart. And I agree, you haven't done anything to me. But I just didn't like the way you were being slimy and being ratty about it, going on other shows, calling us names. Well, not me, but Butcho and BDA, saying that we got racist on the show and we're fucking biased and we're all Golovkin fanboys and just had nothing good to say about us. And I kept seeing these comments, and then I just thought, you know what, I don't like this fucking guy. And that's when I said, I just texted him and said, you're a real fucking piece of shit, you are. And then it kicked off by them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he never really did anything to me. He's just what he was doing to the show and what he was saying about Butcho and BDA, when really everyone was all right with him. It was him that decided to.
Oh, and then he says, you know what he said in the Cameron show today? He's like, I think BDA is getting influenced by somebody, basically meaning me, talking about me or something. I'm like, BDA doesn't, man, I wish BDA would just make a video saying what he thinks about you, you little fucking freak. Troll. He dislikes you. He thinks you're he thinks you're insane, and he will be scared of seeing you in the street because you're so volatile and fucking insane. That's what he thinks about you. He doesn't like you, man. Nobody likes you. Stay away from BDA, please, man. Just please leave. Never come back. Never contact us. Don't make fake accounts. I know you did several fake accounts on Twitter. You sick fuck. Don't do that, man. Just leave, man, and it's gonna be fine.
I just want to say to Azzy in the chat, man, what is it with this Stu so negative? I mean, what is there to be positive about? Give me something to be positive about. Do you know what I mean? I don't know, what is it with all these boxing fans? They always want you to be happy and positive, don't they? They all live in this fluffy little happy world. I mean, let's be real. They fucking do, don't they? Look, I'm just...
You got me into saying that? You got me into saying that, like, yeah, fluffy. I'm like, oh, so you want everything to be nice and fluffy, don't you?
Yeah, fluffy little world, you know.
Listen, I work, things get heated, and I'll argue with some of my guys, like, oh, so everything's supposed to be fluffy for you now.
Yeah, exactly. Fucking innit? Do you know what I mean?
That's how we're gonna call the show now, the BDA Fluffy Hangout show.
Cotton wool. Wrapped up in cotton wool. Do you know what I mean? It's just
man.
I don't want to be positive, especially when it comes to boxing. I'm sick of the fucking trash I'm watching. Look at Frank Warren's press conference. Look at the card he's put on. Do you want me to be positive about that? And in the yard fighting some fucking bin sweeper.
Exactly. How can you be positive unless you're a newbie to boxing?
I mean, what is it to be positive
we're all
about?
Pissed off from years of corruption and robbery. And we're still here watching boxing after all these years. That's how much we love the sport. But we're grumpy, man. We've been here for a while, man. We're not gonna be happy.
When you watch a sport like boxing,
go ahead, Stu. Granger.
You broke up.
No, I was just that's what I was gonna say.
No, it does drain you. It's like, look. Sometimes boxing is full of shit. Yes, it is. It's one of the only sports that you can watch where a guy wins and he lost. It pisses you off. It does. And some people try to compare it to like other sports. No, they do that no, they don't. All right, you watch a soccer game. The team that scores 1, and the other team that has 0. The team that has 1 won the fucking game.
Yeah. Simple as that.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
Boxing, a guy could be getting fucking beat up for 12 rounds.
What's this fucking
and don't be surprised if it's a draw.
Yeah. And to that, the corruption and the mystery,
just the Billy Joe Saunders thing. Sorry, I was just going to say the Billy Joe Saunders thing. That was a bit of a last straw for me. I mean, how many fights have we seen that have been cancelled for some stupid little fucking drug test where someone's ate a steak or sniffed a Vicks up their nose, and we're missing out on big. Just a mess. The program's right. They've got different rules for different organisations. It's just a complete mess.
It's not real.
It's not. It's WWE shit.
It's like, look, this is why I say boxing is the most unique sport, and I'm sure MMA is going to have their issues too. I'm sure they will. But look, I don't know much about it, but I'll stick to boxing. Boxing is the only sport that doesn't have like a governing body. I know MMA doesn't have it either, but it doesn't have a governing body. It doesn't have a one set of rules. It depends, like you said, Stu. If I fight for the WBC or you fight for the WBA, we under different rules. I mean, it's just it's stupidity. Let them do whatever the fuck they want. If for that, just let people do what they want to do. But it's obviously there's politics to fix the outcome of the fight. Okay, and people say, "What do you mean fixed?" No, I don't. You don't even need any participant involved. You don't need the other guy involved. It's just like, all right, look. Drug testing for both of you guys. Wink, wink. You know, if you go 12 rounds and it's sort of competitive, you give it to the fighter that we want to win. So that's what it comes down to, man. It's not that hard to. It's not like some secret conspiracy that is so hard to explain. It's in front of you. The fucking evidence is in front of your face.
Yeah, but these judges, you can't really trust them, right? There's so much money involved in boxing. Things are going to go tilt a certain way, right? Tilt to a certain fighter. And I was just going to add something to all of this corruption we're talking about. And you compared boxing and BDA. Jesus, I'm losing my train. Boxing and MMA. The difference also is that in boxing, we never get the fights that we want. All right, so that's also a reason why we are pissed off and we don't live in a fluffy little world here in boxing.
Yeah, fluffy little world, exactly.
Exactly. It's a hard, dark fucking world here. At least in MMA, you get the best fights possible. Here, we have to wait 5 years to get a fucking goddamn good fight.
It's not just that. It's like the guy in the chat says other sports are corrupt as well. But in other sport, if you get robbed in a soccer match, football match, I hate saying soccer, football match, and the ref makes a bad decision, you get robbed. You've got 37 games in the season to make up for it. You know, so the likelihood is it might not cost you. But where in boxing, a loss can cause a lot of fucking damage to your career. It can change you from 7 figures to 6 figures for a start. It can send you to the back of the queue where you have to fight your way up to a guy. Can you imagine being in a division where Wilder's the champion, where you're never going to get a shot? So, you know, it can really damage your career, just one loss. And all it takes, like I said, it takes a lot of shine off you. It takes a lot of value off you. When you lose the O, it takes value off you. I don't care what anyone says. And this is what boxing can do to you. It can finish your career by just one corrupt bastard fucking judge deciding that easy. Canelo Alvarez, say, winning 10 rounds against Floyd. You know, things like that.
Well, you should be happy, Stu. You should be positive and smile every single second of every day.
That was the first one that came to my head because there's been so many, but that was a bad one. That was where she gave Canelo 10 rounds, but that's corruption in boxing, and that's what we're up against. But my point is, a defeat can change a guy's career overnight. Where in other sports, you get a chance to make up for a bad decision.
And that's why you know something, Stu, and that's why a lot of these guys are not fighting, because, like, for instance, look, I have no doubt that Charlo is not afraid of Canelo. Right? He's not afraid of him. But he might be afraid of, what if I go 12 rounds and I do good and I still lose the fight, right? Now let's go to Canelo's side of the fence. I don't think he's afraid of Charlo. What he looks at is like, look, that side is difficult to deal with. Those people are difficult to deal with. I got a really good deal here. I mean, the guy's getting $33 million minimum for a fight. Okay, that's the minimum he's going to be getting in that contract. He's not going to fuck that up for some politics that might screw him. It might screw him over. So he's like, nah, fuck that. I'm going to stick to what I have. I've worked my way to get this position, and you got to do things my way. That's it.
Yeah.
Take control.
That's why boxing. This is why boxing's suffering, because there's just no structure, no backbone behind it. It's
It's a wild west.
Like you said, no structure.
Yeah, that's the only thing. I think that's why MMA thrives a bit better than boxing, because as much as people say fucking Dana White's a charlatan, but he's actually the backbone behind that business, and he's the one that can keep it going with the fights. He decides who fights who. You know, there's no.
And they still got one title per weight class, right?
Exactly. He decides who wears the fuck. He decides what gloves they wear, because they have to wear the same gloves. They even have to wear Reebok gear. So there's no petty little arguments that we get in boxing where they pulling out contracts because they can't come into the ring second and things like that. You know, you can't do that in MMA, can you? Because you won't fight again in the UFC if you did that.
Well, but the thing is, there's positives and negatives for the way MMA is structured, though. I mean, do we really want a monopolized sport? It would be good for promotional issues and logistics, but for the fighters, I don't know if that it would be. I mean, they would be basically slaves, like the UFC fighters, and that's wrong in a way, man. Come on, they're getting paid peanuts, except for like 2 fighters maybe in the UFC. The rest are fucking slaves. They can't even have sponsors. They have to wear those shitty Reebok. Go ahead.
I was just saying, you said that, but Khabib made more than fucking Deontay Wilder's ever made.
I said 2 fighters. Yeah, but that's an exception. Like, listen, name me a heavyweight, a UFC fighter that's making a lot of money. No one. They're making like $100,000, not even maybe, for the heavyweight championship for the UFC.
They're a lot more than that.
Who are the most popular UFC fighters?
The big guys are breaking $1 million, $2 million.
No way, no.
John Jones is.
Cain Velasquez maybe at the time, not even Cain Velasquez. Brock Lesnar, whatever, but they're gone now. You don't have anybody.
John Jones is making.
John Jones, he could have been, but he's just so inconsistent, and he has so many layoffs. I don't know. I think the UFC is in danger now because they don't have enough stars. And look, Khabib might leave. He might enter a boxing fight now. McGregor, I mean, sure, but he just lost. He's still popular, don't get me wrong. But besides that, I don't know who else they have.
I do know what you're saying, but as a fan, we shouldn't really give a fuck what they're earning if we want to see the best fights.
No, that's what. Yeah, exactly. I agree with you.
We're not their accountants at the end of the day.
No, we're not. But it's kind of fucked up, though. I mean, I'm not saying. I'm not like, oh, I want Lara to get.
Is it? No one's forcing these guys to get in a cage.
Yeah.
In fact, as you said, 50, 100, 200 grand for some of these guys, but 200 grand is a lot of hours working in a factory and working in a fucking office or working at McDonald's or something like that. I mean, they enjoy doing what they're doing, and let's be real, for say 15 minutes work, because most of them will be fighting 3 rounds. You know, even in 5 rounds, 25 minutes works, 200 grand's not bad. Well, you're not going to earn that anywhere else, are you? So I know what you're saying. Fighters should be earning more, but this is the sport we're in with it, MMA. If you get to the top, you bring the revenue in, you'll make the money. Because I know Conor made 30 million, didn't he? Something like that. Could be. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if he made 30 million, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I just, like I said, it's these guys Some of them can be in that lot, but they're not going to make that money anywhere else, really. And they love fighting. So no, Dana White's not forcing these guys to get in the cage and fight for peanuts.
Yeah, and Virtuoso says,
yeah, I mean, listen, it's a choice. All these guys that are combat fighters, they all know that. They all know the risk. They know the politics too. You know what I'm saying? That's why. Why do you think they still fight? Like they're like, fuck that. I want to get the big money. I'll still bank on myself. Hopefully, I knock this guy out, and we don't have to worry about, getting robbed on the scorecards or whatever. But yeah, they know what they're getting themselves into. So I
know Dana White was paying Bisping like $200,000 a fight at one time, and Bisping's not massive, mate.
With the UK, no?
No, he fought in America.
No, I know, but he was. I mean, I think
once upon a time,
they were banking
Canelo
on getting the
UK
fan base.
Canelo was probably making $1,000 a fight. He's making $33 million now. Shit, that's his average. That's gonna be the minimum what he gets paid.
Yeah, but Canelo's also had to. He's also had to fight the best, get where he is.
Yeah,
he's had to build his name. He can't just have a record like Charlo and do that. DAZN are not going to give Charlo 360 million, are they?
No. Charlo doesn't demand. He doesn't have the fan base.
Exactly. He hasn't got the resume. He hasn't got the big win. He hasn't got the fan base. Canelo's got both that. He's probably, they say he's pound for pound number one. Whether you think he is or not, it's a different story. But they're saying he is right now. He's the biggest draw in boxing, so he's bringing in the revenue. And
if Charlo,
the resume speaks for itself. So
if Charlo wants to make that money, right? Because listen, we could all say what we want. Oh, it's not about the money, this and this and that. It's about the money at the end.
Oh, it is.
Right? If Charlo wants to fight Canelo, as long as Canelo's on top, he's gonna have to acquiesce to all his demands. That's what it's gonna come down to.
Yeah, and I was just gonna say that, I think Stu mentioned that Canelo got to this point because he has fought everyone, and
he's fought. His resume is good.
Yeah,
he's got a good resume. When you look back at it, you can say, "Man, he's fought this guy. Yeah. He's fought Mayweather. He's fought Cotto. He's fought Triple G twice. Just that alone.
Yeah.
So I don't want to. Yeah. I don't want to hear that.
You could even put Chavez Jr. in there as a decent name. I'm not saying it's great, but it's a decent. Wins. He doesn't matter. Like Lara as well.
Right.
Yeah. So I don't want to hear Lara. Because some people are gonna claim that Canelo is getting this amount of money just because he's Mexican. And if Charlo was Mexican, hold on. If Charlo was Mexican, he would be getting the same amount. Obviously, being Mexican helps in the sport of boxing, but it's not only that. Like we just said, it's because of the opposition that Canelo has faced, and Charlo has not done that. And it's not just because he's African American that he's not getting that amount of money. That's bullshit.
What about Mayweather? You can't use that excuse when Mayweather is the highest paid boxer to ever do it.
Exactly.
That's not a good excuse when I could just say you guys are forgetting about Floyd, Mike Tyson.
Yeah, and Floyd was boring inside the ring, but he knew how to sell the product. He was flashy. He changed his name to Money Mayweather instead of Pretty Boy Floyd Mayweather. He was playing this whole gig, throwing money on camera, and that attracts certain people. They enjoy that, go flashiness. Right. That's fine. He played it. And he played that I'm invincible and I'm never gonna lose.
At the end, he did a really good job of selling his product, right?
Exactly. He packaged it properly.
And that's what these guys gotta do. The problem is they don't know how to do it. They want the personality like Floyd, but they don't want to put in the work. Again, I'm not the biggest Floyd fan either, but Floyd Mayweather has a resume. He does have a resume.
Can I just get in here, right? As he called me negative earlier. Let me just read his last few comments in the chat. He's calling me negative. Let me just read his last. John Jones. Him. Screw him again. Screw him. Dirty motherfucker. What's another one? These are real positive fucking comments coming from Azzy. He's not a cheat to call me.
As is just a joker, man. He's just joking around, Stu. I've seen him. He's always in the chat.
He has to be. Look, screw him, dirty motherfucker. I mean, this is not exactly positive stuff coming up.
Yeah, I mean, Azzy. What's your problem with John Jones, man? Like, we know he's a cokehead, and it's so sad. This guy, I think, was the best MMA fighter I've ever seen. Because he's like a Thomas Hearns of boxing in terms of, sorry, a Thomas Hearns of the MMA in terms of his physique. He's really tall and skinny. He's athletic, and I don't know, man. I really like John Jones.
Yeah, me too. I've always thought, and again, I'm a casual, at best, MMA fan. When I look at like who are the best guys that ever did it, he's like the top guy for me.
Yeah, I agree, man. And I'm recognized, not a super huge MMA fan. Well, I used to be from back in the old days there, Pride Fighting Champion, even before that, but then I stopped watching MMA. But, alright, maybe we should end the show, I guess. It's getting late.
Yeah.
All right, gentlemen, good speaking.
Yeah, I knew.
Alright, guys, thanks for showing up.
Bro.
Thanks for joining us in the chat.
In a bit.
All right. We'll see you next time, guys. Take care. I'm looking for the fucking song now. Oh, don't forget to check out BDA Boxing Live, which is our second channel. I've been posting videos there, and I'm going to be posting even more videos. So check out BDA Live. It's another channel. It's different. It's another channel. I don't know how many times I have to say it. All right, guys, take care.